Okay, this is our bench test number 3 for the multi-tower that uses adjustable LEDs. Race Coordinator came out with this new feature, and we're happy and proud to build the hardware that supports this new feature in Race Coordinator. No other race operating system offers these kind of accessories or features. Very unique to Race Coordinator, and we're very happy to share our progress with the people that enjoy this great hobby. This is how you do it. You get in Race Coordinator, you go into Track Setup, Track Expert, then you go to Configuration. In Configuration, we actually offer three addressable LED strings. We're only using one today, but you can have up to 3 different towers or 3 different operations going on that mimic each other. In the general settings, we're going to go ahead and change, for instance, our white. We're going to change our yellow lane to purple. Purple. We're going to tell it to update lane to purple. And we can set the colors to whatever colors we want. And to the brightness that we want. And for certain features like the race state or countdown, you'll get a flashing yellow flag. This sets the flash rate for the yellow flag. This video 3 is about making the settings. We have 20 LEDs that are all set for heat leader. We find one here that was set for heat leader 2. It's possible to set them for individual lane colors. But in this case, we're just showing you how to not set individual lane colors for the LEDs, but to set all the LEDs to heat leader. So no matter who's leading the race, all 20 LEDs are going to light up in the color of the lane that's leading the race. So this is not sharing a combination of functions with the tower. It's just the tower doing one thing, and that is changing all the LEDs to the color of the lane that's leading the race. So we'll show you how that works. You click on Accept. Then you have to click on Update. If you don't click on Update, your changes will not stick. And then you go ahead and start a race. And once the race starts, you're going to cycle through to a countdown.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Now, in the countdown, you'll notice there was no LED indications for the race state or the countdown. It wasn't programmed that way. So right now it's programmed just to show which lane is in the lead, and all the LEDs are going to light up in the same color.
New race leader.
There's purple. Now, you'll notice all 25 LEDs lit up purple. I could have set just 5 LEDs, spaced 5 LEDs apart to show the heat leader. So I could show very little color here, or I could show a lot of color depending on how many LEDs I want to use. So let's say lane 2 passes.
New race leader.
That changes to blue. Now all these LEDs look way better in person than they do on this digital camera, but feel rest assured they're very vivid.
2 minutes left.
They're very vivid, and if you want to tone them down in some way, you actually have 3 options. You can use a clear filter, a milky filter, or run it without any filters at all, just the LEDs. So you actually have 3 ways to configure how you can view it. I personally like the clear one, especially when it goes into yellow flag mode. It gives it appears to almost be like arrows changing back and forth. It has a really nice effect. Other than just the LEDs lighting, it has kind of a bar effect or arrow effect when it's flashing. Nonetheless, let's say lane 3 takes the lead. Now everything turns to white because white's leading the race. And look out, here comes lane 4. And lane 4 is set to
left.
lane 4 is set to tomato. So it's giving its best example of the color tomato. It's not red, it's not pink, but it's something, you know, kind of in between red and pink. But if you picked red, it would be a strong red color. If you picked pink, it would be a lighter shade, a much paler shade, and would look pink. So the system has 256 colors you can pick from.
Left.
So if you have, you know, the craziest colors in the world, as long as you pick put the name in there correctly, it'll display that color.
20 seconds left.
The CD comes with a color chart, and on that color chart tells you all the different names for the different colors that it will
10 seconds left.
mimic. So you might have an orange, and mustard looks
5
better
seconds left.
than orange looks, or you can pick orange because orange looks more orange than mustard looks.
Heat over.
So you can play around with the names and the colors to get the exact effect that you like the best, in terms of a super bright red, or a very pale red that looks pink, or a super vivid blue, or something that looks like turquoise. So you can pick and choose up to 256 colors, which I think is really cool, and you know, very versatile. So the main idea is to allow the user to get in there and make changes and see what they like or they don't like. Right now, our LEDs are turned down to a value of 25, but you can crank them up as high as 225 or as low as 5. But the lower the number, let's say if you were trying to run it at 5, you might experience some anomalies in that it might not be functioning exactly like it should, because you've really cut back on the power, and it has to have, you know, enough juice to kick through 20 LEDs and back to the PC and back and forth. So if you crank down the power too much, you might notice some anomalies, but typically speaking, it should work well, you know, work without anomalies. And what we have seen, when there are anomalies, they quickly clear up under the next function, or even during the same function, they clear up. So just to, you know, give you a heads up, it's like 99% there, but in some cases, in some combinations, you might get what we call anomalies. But that's the whole point: is mix and match it, come up with things that you really like, or the way it works the way you want it to work, and display the colors the way you want the colors displayed. You have complete control, and you just got to get in there and play around with it. There's nothing you can break. Our partner and race coordinator has done a great job with this operating system, this race software, and we just like to share with the community that we're very pleased with how the system is working and running. And thank you for your time.